up, YouTube? My name's Steven. I run Macro Rabbit. It managed to top 8 today, and I think I was just going to give a deck profile for. What's your YouTube name again?
Goofball G.
Goofball G.
I ain't looking you up.
He's
you
done,
I don't remember in your head.
He's done a video of me before, and I kind of just wanted to help him out with this deck profile right here. So here's my Macro Rabbit deck.
But before that, brought to you by Dolka Industries. When you want to negate stuff.
That was very funny, Ed. Anyways, 2, Rescue Rabbit. You can't run any more, you don't want to run any less. Basically, that's the key monster of the deck. You banish it, and then you special summon 2 vanillas of the same name, which you can then go into powerful XZs. If I'm getting ahead of myself, I'll tell you that later.
Yo, next thing you know, you're going to be like...
They're the sets, 3 Sabersaurus and 3 Kabazools.
Now, how many... which one did you go into more today?
Probably Kabazools, because if I don't have a Saber in my hand, then it's probably safer going to Kabazools, because the Saber you can still use as a beat stick, 1900. But yeah, those are the sets.
Fight you, nigga. You don't even lift.
Another way to go into XZ summons is 3 Drak Guaiba.
That XYZ.
Now, some decks run Hydrogens. I don't, because you can't run it with Macrocosmos because it's required to send to the graveyard. So I run Guaibas. You can special summon another one. The only cost is it can't attack.
Hydrogeddon is the poor man's Guaibas.
Haha, funny. Just like Chaos Source was the poor man's BLS.
Budget BLS.
Next one, Tour Guide. I run 2 of them.
Copyrighted.
You can't run any more. You don't want to run any less. Now, I also run the targets that go with them. Night Assailant and Tour Bus. Some people consider that kind of an odd choice, but I like running it because you can return a monster from your graveyard to your deck. You can return a Tour Guide maybe. Then you can go into another set if you want. I put Tour Bus in there because Sangan got banned, and I like having 2 sets of Tour Guide.
Yeah, apparently people are talking about Card D is a better substitute for Sangan.
Really?
I just want to slap people.
Yeah.
Card D is a good card.
I mean, you can run you can run just 2 Tour Guides and a Night Assailant, but I run Tour Bus. It's all just a matter of personal preference. Next, 2 Thunder Kings. Y2. It's a 1900 beat stick pretty much, and it prevents your opponent from adding cards.
You can only have 2.
Yeah, you can only have 2. Yeah. With Thunder King, there's a small price to paying it, because usually if you have Macrocosmos on the field, you can't do the special summon negate. But believe me, it's a small price to pay in exchange for a 1900 beat stick that stops your opponent from adding cards. And rounding off the monsters, 2 Spirit Reapers.
How's that today?
That's amazing. I like getting myself at least 1 extra turn with this card. I actually drew one of my matches into overtime, but
stalling.
Yeah, I kind of like stalling with it to help you draw a card you need, like Rabbit or Tour Guide maybe, and that does it with the monsters. Onto the spells. 3 Forbidden Lance.
What about the Lance?
No less than 16. But yeah, this is a good card to have. You can play it offensively or defensively. You can reduce an opponent's monster's attack, or you can prevent one of your monsters from being destroyed. It's a very good card to have. If you have them, please save them.
Now, before that, I forgot to ask a question earlier.
What's up?
Why the 2 Spirit Reapers? I've only seen them run at 1. 2 just seems a little bit different to me. What's your reasoning behind
Well,
that?
with 2, if you draw another one, you can XZs into a rank 3, and also if one of them happens to get destroyed, you can get another one easily. It's easier to draw. I'd rather have a Spirit Reaper pretty much any turn, because unless your opponent has Tiger King or something like that.
You don't like Snowman Eater?
No, Snowman Eater? It's okay. I side deck it.
It sounds like a good side deck.
Yeah. Next on the spells, we have, of course, your trio.
Staple.
Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn,
The Holy Trio.
and Dark Hole. Now, I was a little hesitant about running Monster Reborn, but it'll more often provide you a free special summon.
More so if you get macro late in the game and all that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a dead draw most of the time. It can be sometimes, but I'd say go ahead and run it. It's a good card to have.
Alright.
Next on the spells, we have 2 MSTs. Mainly the back row hate.
Okay. The other staple.
And rounding off this, rounding off the spells. Well, it'll clog up your hand, kinda. There's one turn I drew 2 MSTs. Plus, there's always Heavy Storm you can go into. And lastly on the spells, 1 Book of Moon. I kind of like it. It'll at least buy an extra turn in case your opponent has like a more powerful monster versus a less powerful. You can flip it. Or for a Leviathan Dragon, it's always good to have. Onto the traps. 2 Macrocosmos. This is the main trap of the deck.
And from what I understand, you side the 3rd one?
Yeah, I do side a third. I do side a 3rd one in case I need additional banishing power.
That's a secret.
Like for Inzectors or Dark Worlds or something like that. Macrocosmos, it shuts down a good majority of decks. Well, not majority, but it shuts down a good amount. It's what really makes this deck kind of anti-meta. But yeah, that's Macrocosmos for you. 2, Deep Prison. Need more banishing power. I love having those, especially because what it says, oh, it can't be destroyed by card effects. I'm not destroying, I'm banishing.
Sounds legit.
Get out. 2, Bottomless Trap, even more banishing power. Your opponent wants to get something on the field with 1500 or more attack. Nope. Chuck Testa. 2, Mirror Force. I love the destruction power it gives, especially if your opponent has swarmed. Like 6 Samus, I love doing that, especially if Shien's already been used.
Yeah, trust me, he likes using that.
Yeah, I love Mirror Force. 1, Torrential Tribute. I originally ran 2, but I don't like destroying all monsters on the field. I just, I mainly do it if my opponent's summoning only 1 or like 2 or something like that. I mainly use it if I have no monsters on my side of the field, so I don't run 2 anymore, I only run 1. Next on the traps, one of my personal favorites, Starlight Road.
Of course.
It shields, it basically shields your card against Dark Hole or Heavy Storm, because mainly you're going to be relying on the back row a lot.
And even if you do not have that Stardust in your extra deck, the effect still goes off.
The only bad thing about it is when compared to the Huge Revolution is over. I think that's the thing. Is that the name of the card? Yeah. The Huge Revolution is over. Basically, the only bad thing about it is it can be negated by Solemn Warning. But believe me, that's a small price to pay. Speaking of which,
the Solemn Duo.
Solemn Warning, Solemn Judgment.
Last of the Solemn Brigade.
Exactly.
Of course, there's Solemn Authority, but that card sucks.
We don't speak about that card anymore. Those cards do what they do.
Anyway.
Now, should we do side deck or extra deck first? Let's leave the suspense.
Extra.
Are you sure?
Side deck is the real suspense.
Okay, extra deck. We're going on into
like
that.
your secret pudding.
1, Stardust Dragon, obvious reasons.
And of course, the main reason of the deck would be the two the Dino Rabbits.
Evulzar Lagia and
Evulzar Dolka, as previously shown in Breakthrough Skill.
Yep, Dolka does make an appearance there.
Dolka deals with the effects, Lagia deals with just about everything else.
You detach 2 from Lagia and it's basically a Solemn Judgment. It's a very good card to have on the field.
Yup.
Next, we have number 39, Utopia. Of course, it's a 2500 beater and it negates your opponent's attacks.
Exactly. So it's a good 2-turn staller from what I've been heard.
It's a pretty good card to have in pretty much any deck. Any deck that runs rank 4s. Photon Pappy. Get your opponents down to just setting monsters.
Now,
Punish that.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Steven, I would need you to pronounce the full name because I have never seen anyone do that on camera.
Then read my lips. Photon Papilloperative.
Oh man! Everybody just says Photon Pappy or Photon Butterfly.
Under speaking and writing, I'll do that.
He goes straight up Photon Pappy Operative.
Number 16, Shockmaster. I just got mine today.
Now this card, I've been wondering about this in your deck. All of these, you've been just running 2 dinosaurs, 2 monsters, but this one you required 3.
Well, it's mainly good for maybe second turn because you'll usually hide what you're running with a T-King or something like that, and then usually you can play a rabbit.
Right, okay, so you go a little bit anonymous, you know, play T-King. Oh, what deck is this?
Yeah,
Chop Rabbit, 2 dinos, T-King.
I did a misplay with it. I declared traps. I could not have been more wrong. But yeah, you just gotta learn how to use it wisely. Abyss Dweller.
Pesky,
you can run it.
Keepers.
Yeah, you can run it with Kapazools. It has water. It has a water attribute.
See that little dragon back down there hiding in the crevice?
I love that. That card's epic. Yeah. That does it for the rank 4s. Now, one card I wish I had but I don't have is Black Ship of Corn. It's really good for getting over Zen mains.
Don't worry, we'll be working on that soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And another one you might want to run is My Stroke. I personally don't. I kind of personally don't prefer him, but some.
Her.
Yeah,
it's a her.
Yeah. Wow, I learned something today.
Well, I mean, for me with My Stroke, you know, I like that Book of Moon effect. You know, oh BLS, well, detach. I don't need you.
So for the next we have the rank 3s. To make up for the holes, I run 2 Leviathan Dragons because I just love the beat stick power and it doesn't get the costly 2000 damage with Acid Golem.
Now, from what I've noticed in all my maybe short but prominent years of dueling, I never see people detach both of them. Have you ever gone, you know, okay, 3,000 beat stick.
I just realized in my last duel, I should have done it because my opponent just got a Trag on the field. And I'm like, if I do that, they'll put him a turn behind. So you just gotta watch for when to use it.
Because I figure, you know, if your opponent is just flooding out monsters, I have no problem going for that.
Tempo. It helped me against Lightning Chidori.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I detached one and now I'm more powerful than it.
10 tempo.
What's his effect does?
You detach one from him and then detach one from an opponent's monster and he gains 500 attack.
So he's pretty good. Kind of Xyz anti-meta in a way.
Yeah.
Like my Galaxy.
Wind up Zen mains.
Of
Obvious
course.
reasons.
Actually, you said it in the wrong position.
Yep. Always defense mode. Well, unless you want to go attack and then detach one of your own.
I've done that before. No shame in it.
I've done it before as well.
I got a low to 25.
I almost did it today.
We know how to run this card.
Next, Levier the Sea Dragon. If
now
you have to, then go ahead and run two because even if you've already used your 2 rabbit sets, you can still get what is it? Sabersaurus or Kabazoo's back. Levier the Sea Dragon, especially if you have the other one in your hand. Because most likely you'll have already used the rabbit and then you detach one to bring back the rabbit, special summon another, and then both your sets are used. However, if you manage to draw into Kabazoo's or Sabersaurus, you can detach one and still bring back the other dino.
And the last card of your extra deck, what is it?
It's actually what saved me against the last one.
It's a controversial card, but he is running Acid Golem. Now, Acid Golem, how... I find this card contradictory. I find it good.
This card actually helped me win against a worm deck.
Have you had...
it got lanced and it was still... yeah, sorry, what?
Have you ever gone it with no materials?
No, I've always kept one detached and take the 2,000. That's what I do. You do have the choice, keep in mind.
Right, okay, that sounds good. I mean, I would go into it, but after a while, people would just stall me out with it.
So that about does it for the extra deck. And now I have some side deck cards. You might have some better choices, but I have a good amount of side deck cards.
So let's begin.
2 Fossil Dynas.
Rock Stun Anti-Meta.
Yep. Easily.
But these cards, I can already tell why these are good. If you don't, then you're a bad player.
I only have 1 Snowman Eater. I run him in case I need to take out a Reaper or so.
Why not 2?
Why not 2? Because I don't have to.
Okay.
I'd run 2. Believe me.
Allow me to get you that extra when we get the chance.
Thank you. Neospacian Gramble, it's a great tech card to have, especially if your opponent's running a lot of Synchros or XZs.
Allow me to bounce you back to the hand, Tiger King. Oh wait, I mean extra deck.
Yep. 2 Cyber Dragons. Sorry about the differing rarity. It's kind of a thing Ed and I have. When I got the 2 secret rares, Ed,
I had to have this one, so I have this one.
So now we both have a secret rare and a common.
So,
but it's still a good card to have, nevertheless. And,
Light and darkness. That's how we do.
Yeah. Speaking of Cyber Dragons, I also run Chimera Tech.
I think this says no to most wind-up players, and more importantly,
Wind-ups get their own individual types, but now with Carrier at 0, I don't really see the point. This is mainly for Geargias or is
Karakuris. Karakuris are mainly machines, so...
Yeah, it's a great deck if you know your opponent's playing machines. And plus, you can just put in the Cyber Dragon to get a free special summon if you don't have any monsters. I run Gores, mainly because I like the stopping power it gives. It stops OTKs. And you also get a token worth the amount of damage you took. Max C, some of you might run 2. I only have 1, unfortunately.
So he's working on that.
I'm working on that.
And Duality.
Yeah, Pot of Duality. I don't like running it in this deck because this deck is designed to go fast with its special summoning. And if you have a Duality, you don't get... you don't get the special summon. And next, we have 2 Prohibition, one of my favorite cards to run.
How was that today in the tournament?
Amazing.
I ran those in Fire Fist a while back, and I loved it.
1 week ago, I played this in the tournament against a Fire King player. I declared Onslaught of the Fire Kings.
Shut him down.
Yes. It shut the entire deck down. But it's a great thing if you know your opponent relies on 1 card. I don't know what you declare against different decks. Like I declared Gates of the Dark World. I was just like, screw that.
Probably with Firefish, you would declare Bear or Tiger King if you had the chance. Mermail, Megalo.
Yeah, I declared Megalo, but unfortunately he had Heavy Storm.
Heavy Storm, yeah.
And lastly, Soul Drains.
Excuse me, I think you're forgetting 1 important card, good sir.
Oh, really? Well, let me take a look at it. Alright. Yeah, we'll get to that later. Skill Drain. I mean, not Skill Drain. Soul Drain. It's great for stopping Dark Worlds. Or, I forget what other deck stop. Yeah, it stops Mermails to a certain point. Nothing in the graveyard can activate.
Basically all the
stops Murmels. And for the last card, you guys have seen it before, but he chooses to side it. One Macrocosmos.
I actually don't like running 3 because
It can be a little bit cloggy.
yeah, because there have been times where I've drawn into 2 Macrocosmos, and I just don't like that.
Now, from a personal experience, since I know you well,
Yeah.
I did not see you play Gorse today. What happened to it?
Well, I actually tried to use it today, but
I was looking for this card because I know he runs one. He
I
didn't.
already got over it. But the only time I had it in my hand, there was already a monster on my side of the field, and you can only get it. Yeah, I have a Ghost Rare.
Yep, Ghost Rare Gorse, about $6 to $8. Really good card.
Yeah, I found it in the card case over at Coliseum, and it was just practically calling my name.
Free advertising.
Shout out to Collie.
Okay, so
That pretty much does it.
at our locals, you hit top 8. You came in what place?
I don't know exactly. I never got in. I was too excited to go pick up my stuff.
I want to say he got in at least the top 5. Knowing him,
I was 4-1.
so 4-1. That would put you at least top 5.
Alright.
All right.
So
Thanks for showing the deck.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And go up with your YouTube channel.
Yeah.